Welcome to today's market report. European stock markets are seen opening higher on Monday as strong economic data from Japan and China fueled optimism of a global recovery even despite the increased strain on health systems in Europe and the US. DAX future contract in Germany traded 0.6% higher at 13,100. CAC 40 climbed 1.1% at 5,400. FTSE 100 in the UK rose 0.1% at 6,300. Japan's economy rebounded sharply in the third quarter. Data showed on Monday it grew by 5% on the quarter, better than the 4.4% growth expected, and by an annualized 21.4%, pulling the world's third largest economy out of recession. Adding to the positive tone were better than expected industrial output numbers from China, as well as signs its important retail sales sector was recovering. A weekend trade deal also fostered hopes of a fuller recovery from the COVID shock for at least the Asia-Pacific regional economy, with 15 Asian-Pacific economies, including China and Japan, but not the US, agreeing to reduce future tariffs. Influential investment bank Morgan Stanley, in an outlook for 2021, recommended that investors overweight equities and corporate bonds, citing an expected V-shaped economic recovery, greater clarity on COVID-19 vaccines and continued policy support. Still, the coronavirus pandemic continues to cause pain throughout much of the northern hemisphere, with the number of COVID-19 cases in the US, for example, across the 11 million mark on Sunday. Case numbers have risen by 2 million in 2 weeks. In Europe, Germany must live with considerable restrictions against the spread of COVID-19 for at least 4 to 5 months, the country's economy minister Peter Ottermeier warned on Sunday. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is self-isolating after coming into contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. He had been admitted to intensive care earlier this year with the virus. In corporate news, BBVA is set for gains after Reuters reported that PNC Financial is nearing an all-cash deal to buy the US business of the Spanish lender for more than $10 billion. That's nearly half of the bank's market capitalization as of Friday's close. Oil prices pushed higher on Monday as traders look ahead to the upcoming meeting of the world's top producers for a further extension of supply curbs to counter the hit to demand from the surge in coronavirus infections. US crude futures traded 1.1% higher at $40.70 a barrel. Brent contract rose 1.2% to $43.28 per barrel. Gold futures fell 0.1% to $1,885.45 per ounce. On the FX front, GBP USD is currently trading at 132.17, representing a 0.2% gain on the day, having ended last week above 1.2174, the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of the sell-off from the August 31st high of 134.83 to September 23rd's low of 126.75. The break above the Fibonacci hurdle is usually considered bullish. In this case, however, the last week's high of 133.13 is the level to beat for the bulls. The haven demand for the US dollar got almost killed as euphoria on the coronavirus vaccine progress, solid Chinese factory output, and Japanese economic rebound lifted Asia equities to record highs. The risk-on mood partly offset concerns over virus cases and restrictions in the US, rendering dollar negative. Meanwhile, the higher-yielding pound took advantage of the risk rally, shrugging off the latest negative developments surrounding the Brexit issue, as the negotiations over a potential trade deal between the UK and EU are likely to extend beyond this week. Over the weekend, Irish Foreign Minister Simon Coveney noted if the UK imposes internal market bill, we won't get a deal. Meanwhile, the UK Environment Secretary George Eustice said that the agreement exists between the two sides, keeping the hopes alive as differences continue to persist over fisheries and state aid. Markets will closely follow the global coronavirus statistics and Brexit updates amid a data-light calendar on both sides of the Atlantic, although the risk trends could likely remain the key market driver. Eurodollar prints gains as risk-on weighs over the safe haven greenback, trading at 118.50 neighborhood alongside the coronavirus vaccine-led enthusiasm in the stock markets. The pair gained 0.22% and 0.27% on Thursday and Friday, respectively. Meanwhile, the agreement on the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, free trade deal also added the upbeat market sentiment. The dollar was down 0.2% at 92.597. This is today's market news. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.